guys, and welcome back to Empowerment Technology. In today's video, we are going to talk about imaging and design for online environment. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the basic principles of graphics and layout, create a simple infographic using web tools, and easily manipulate image using an image editor. So first, what is an image? This can be defined as many things. It can be captured using your own phone camera, your professional camera, even what we see through our eyes, through mirrors, lenses, telescopes, microscopes. It can all be considered as an image. Even also a 3D dimensional such as a statue or hologram, it can be considered as an image. So how about graphics? For graphics, these are the visual designs or visual images on a surface, like for example, a wall canvas, screen paper, or stone, and so on. This is likely used for entertainment or to provide information and so on. These are the examples of graphics. We have line arts, graph drawings, photographs, designs and patterns, family trees, diagrams, architectural or engineering blueprints, bar charts and pie charts, typography, schematic, line art, flowcharts, and many other images forms. How about layout? So what is a layout? This is about planning or laying out in detail the content of a design. For example, if you're going to make a web page layout, it will help you plan the design that you want for your web page. These are the examples of graphics that includes maps, photographs, designs and patterns, family trees, diagrams, architectural engineering, and so on and so forth. What do you think is the best or the most visited website in the world? Think about it for a second. No, it's not Facebook nor Twitter. Here is a clue. The site's mission statement is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. You have probably guessed it by now. Of course, you are correct. It's Google. On March 23, 2016, Alexa.com, a renowned website for ranking web page popularity, ranks this website number 1 in the entire world. Why do you think Google ranks number 1 despite the countless search engines and websites in the internet? Creating a web page is like creating a work of art. There are certain things that you need to consider in order to get your message across. In the previous lesson, you learned how to create an effective PowerPoint presentation. Some of those tips can help you in graphics and layout design. Basic principles of graphics and layout. This is the nuts and bolts in graphic and layout. So why is it important for us to know the basic principles of graphics and layout? I know we are all fond of seeing posters, flyers, and advertisement. Question: what's the first thing that catches our attention? Of course, the graphic design. So it means it plays a very critical role in a particular brand because you can leave a strong first impression to the people with your design. That's why it's very important for us to learn the basic principles of graphics and layout. Number 1, we have balance. So for balance, this is to make sure that it is equal or to make sure that no section in graphic is heavier than the others like this. Like this one, This is balance. This is not balance. So there should be an equal distribution of shape, of color, and so on. So there are two kinds of balance. We have first the symmetrical balance. So actually our body parts are symmetrical. We have left and right hand, we have left and right foot, we have left and right eye, and so on. Symmetrical balance is something that is stable. The weight and the element are evenly distributed. It's the same on both sides like this one. The second one is the asymmetrical balance. So for asymmetrical balance, its elements, they are not equally distributed. So for this example, the nature is actually full of asymmetry like the mountains. The volumes are irregular, but it is balanced, so it may be different on both sides, like this one. Second, the second one is we have the emphasis. With this one, it can draw the attention of the viewer. For example, here in this photograph, there are many yellow flowers as you can see. So to give emphasis to one flower, which is this one has different color, which is red to show emphasis. So emphasis is used for the viewer to give attention to one element. This is another example of emphasis. And this is another example of emphasis. The third one is movement. How the eye moves through the composition, leading the attention of the viewer from one aspect of the word to another. It can create the illusion of action. For this example, we have the movement. There are pictures that look like it has movement because of the line, shapes, and color and other elements in unity or the combination of these elements. For this example, this picture is not really moving, but it looks like it is because of the combination of its elements. This is another example of movement. For the fourth one, we have pattern. So for pattern, this is simply the repetition of more than one element. So this is very common in background on web pages. The repetition of specific visual elements such as a unity of shape or form, a method to organize surfaces in a consistent regular manner. This is an example of a pattern. This is another example. So for this example, this one has different elements as you can see. So it repeats and then it creates a pattern. This is also another example for pattern. For fifth, we have the repetition. So this is simply repeating the element many times. Like this one, it just repeats the element. But for this one, it does not. Since it shows different elements, it has different shapes. Sometimes it can be in different color or different sizes and so on. Sixth, we have proportion. So for proportion, this is the relationship between two or more elements. They are related to each other with respect to the size and color and more. Visual proportion is also a visual element that creates a sense of unity where they relate well with one another. This is an example of a proportion. So for this example, this picture, this hand here, and the tower, they are two different things. They are not related to each other, but with this photo, it shows a relationship because it looks like the hand here is holding the tower so that it is proportion. 7. We have the contrast. So for this one, this refers to the elements that are different from one to another. So for example, this one cannot tell the difference because the tone of the shapes are likely the same. But with this one, we can tell the difference because there is a contrast. So it's different. The arrangement of opposite elements, light versus dark, rough versus smooth, small versus large, etc., in a composition so as to create visual interest. This is another example of contrast. Lastly, we have variety. We have variety so as the word itself, for our graphics to not look boring or not to look plain, we add different elements to add flavor or to get the people's attention. So for this, it can be more of a eye-catching. Variety, this uses several design elements to draw a viewer's attention. This is another example of a variety. Another example for variety. That's it for this video. And if you have any comments, suggestions, and clarifications, please leave a comment down below. And please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share the video, as well as click the bell notification icon so that you are updated when our next video comes up. Thank you for watching.